Else we can go to Ikeja
No,
on that bridge.
yeah, we'll go to them very shortly.
But when they're ready. Okay, I think we have them. So Ikeja on that bridge, are you there?
I believe Oba Adeoye is reporting from Ikeja on that bridge.
Oba, can you hear us?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Just hold on. It's rebooting the system.
Okay. We can just hear. So I think they're trying to recalibrate things and definitely.
This is the most vehicular movement I've seen, at least across the different locations that we've gone to. Aside from the Lekki Toll Plaza, where there were a few cars going, at the toll gate. But here, there's actually some bit of traffic. I don't know if it's as a result of the procession or just that more people are on the streets. We can see security agents there.
Vehicles there, and we can see some buses there.
At least you can see a lot of Keke Marwa and tricycles.
Tricycles there.
Okay.
So I think that's the procession going there. You can see them accompanied by security agents, and you can see the procession going at the front there. So this is quite, I think this is about the largest congregation of people we have seen thus far, coming out at the Ikeja on the bridge, and they were followed by police. So I think the procession is still on in and around that area on the Ikeja on the bridge, and the camera is trying to pan and recalibrate things around. Also, Oba, if you can hear us now, I think you've been able to recalibrate things. Oba, I know it's a very tedious one for you today, but if you're settled, take it away, my brother. Tell us what's going on. What are we seeing?
Yes, we are in Ikeja right now. The protesters just left the popular Ikeja under bridge, very close to the computer village, and it has been a marathon for us because we had to, run to catch up with them at every point in time that we're trying to set up this live. Now we had to pick, a tricycle to be ahead of them, to be where I am right now at the moment. So you can see them right behind me. They are trekking from here. Some say they are going to the Alausa Secretariat, that's the seat of government. Others say they are going from here to Ketu, but we are not sure what the route will look like until maybe we'll get to that junction there. But at the moment, they are singing all manners of protest songs, and you can see inscriptions on their placards. We need grant, not loans. That is one beside me here. I don't know if the camera can see it. We need study grant, not loans. That's talking about the recently launched government. Let me speak to one of the leaders of the protest here. His name is Comrade Declan Eyakere. Declan, good morning.
Thank you so much.
You have been sweating?
Yes, I need to.
So tell me, what are your demands specifically?
Our demands are very simple. Our demands are written in the faces of hungry Nigerians. Our demand is written on the faces of the streets of Nigeria. Now, what we have succeeded in doing this morning is to tell the government that you cannot hold the people back. In spite of all their court rulings, court judgment that they got, what we're saying is that they said they designated Ojota and Ketu, but before you move to Ketu or Ojota, you must have a house. And an average Nigerian does not have a house. And so most of us slept under the bridge today, under the bridge of Ikeja, and that's our home. So we have just woken up from our house under the bridge, and we're moving to the place government has given us as our own flat. So we're moving to our own flat, to the accommodation given to us by the government. But what we're saying is very simple, that the message has been sent that no intimidation can stop hungry and angry Nigeria.
All right, Declan, I'll come back to you. I'm with you throughout the protest. So that's the situation right now in the city of Ikeja. That's the capital of Lagos, and you can hear him. They are moving from here to Ketu. That's about several kilometers away from here. It's going to be a very long day for the protesters. The security men are here providing security, safety for the protesters. We'll see how this goes. Some say it's Alausa, some say it's Ketu, but we'll see how it goes. We are still with them. Back to you in the studio, Rufai.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll take it away. Abuja. Abuja, we have you. Olubenga Ashiro. Talk to us. Abuja.
Yeah, thank you, Rufai, Oseni, Ayo Marius, and Dr. Abati. Once again,
Ashiro, talk to us. Abuja.
Yeah, thank you, Rufai, Oseni, Ayo Marius, and Dr. Abati. Once again, the situation is really getting tense as there is a flare-up of emotion, strong, passionate emotions here, and all is in a bid to secure a better future for the country. But of late, there is a bit of a misunderstanding between the protesters and the police based on the court judgment that gave a restrictive order for them to do it in a restricted area. So the commissioner of police is saying that the protesters should move into the stadium and not get across the streets to create an obstruction for the free flow of movements. So we have here the commissioner of police in Abuja, Mr. Ben Igwe. Thank you for joining us on Arise News.
Thank you.
What's the situation? There seems to be a misunderstanding earlier on.
There is no misunderstanding. We have a court judgment on court order on substituted service, which the barrister Deji Adeyanju is leading them, is aware of. The substituted service said that the order is that they should protest inside the stadium. And we requested that each group that we protest has to come to the police and notify the police. No group has notified the police. We only came here to see some people here, and we said, for the fact you have not notified us and you want to protest, follow the court order, which Deji Adeyanju, the barrister, is aware. The order said, protest inside the stadium. We are not stopping anybody from protesting, but look at how they are blocking the express road. And I said no, because where their right stops, where another man's own stops. Because as they are infringing into the right of way of people, is not good. They are equally trampling on other people's rights on passage. And that's why I said no, they should enter the stadium where the court has given order that they should enter inside, they should carry out their 1,000 pressmen and enter the stadium and protest. They can transmit it to 2,000 word press, I don't care.
So, have you spoken with Mr. Deji Adeyanju on this?
I have spoken with him. He said I should give him 3 hours for him to organize them to enter into the stadium. I'm giving him 3 hours.
Okay. So, what are your plans today?
I'm here. I am here.
Okay, so Dr. Ruben, Ayo, and Rufai, that is the situation.
But can you ask him a question?
You have any questions?
Yes. Can you ask him? Can you ask him that in the event that the protesters refuse to go inside, because it's possible they may also not listen to Deji Adeyanju. He as a law enforcement officer and who is responsible for security in Abuja, what options are available to him in the case of recalcitrance on the part of the protesters?
Okay, the commissioner, should the protesters refuse to go in because there is an obvious possibility of the protesters being recalcitrant, what are the options available for you?
Then they are not law-abiding. It's not me that gave the ruling. It's court order.
So what?
If they want to breach the court order, they are breaching the court order. It's not my order. It's not the order of the Inspector General of Police. It's not the order of anybody.
So what will he do?
The order of
so what options are available? What will he do?
The court. So if they are doing it against court order, they know they are equally disobeying.
So what are the consequences?
They should know the consequence. The barrister is here.
You don't know the consequences?
The barrister is here. He knows the consequence of disobeying court order.
Okay, are you willing to tell us the consequence?
I'm not willing to tell you because he knows the consequence. He is that is leading them.
Okay, let's invite Barrister Deji Adeyanju. He's here, also here with us. We understand that the police commissioner has appealed to you, has spoken to you that you should move the protesters inside, which is according to the court injunction. That's according to the police commissioner. What's your response to this?
The protesters are at the stadium. Are we not in the national stadium?
We are there.
The court order say national stadium. They have refused to allow us to go to Eagle Square. We say we will not confront them.
What the police commissioner is saying that inside the national stadium.
The court order said stadium, national stadium. That's what the court order say. Koniman die, Koniman bury him. You understand? Koniman die, Koniman is a Koniman. I'm also a Koniman.
So he has spoken to you now as the commissioner of police in Abuja. Are you willing to?
Are we not complying? Are we not at the stadium? Are we at Eagle Square?
Okay, but if he
this is my big brother.
If he insists that you should move into the national stadium,
then they have to carry us in. I've gone to speak as the lawyer. I've advised the protesters. I said, listen, if no matter how uncomfortable you are with a positive court order, whether it is interim, interlocutory, or perpetual, you must try to comply. The law must see you taking steps to comply. You can see that People but protesters called me as early as 5 a.m. this morning and said they're going to storm the Eagle Square. And I advised them that they should not go there. That they should not go to the Eagle Square, because if they do that, they'll be disobeying the court order.
Okay, so, we spoke to the police commissioner earlier on about the options of you refusing to move inside the stadium, and he said you are aware of the consequences. So are you prepared for the consequences, and what do you think would be the consequences of you not moving into the main bowl of the National Stadium?
Very simple answer. Simple answer. You see, because we are in the stadium, we are within the ambit of the law, complying with the positive order of the court, because we're in the vicinity of the National Stadium. Do you understand? We are not in the 3-arm zone. That is why, you see, my appeal before the CP came, you see how peaceful and serene the place was. But with the CP's presence, the atmosphere is charged. So my appeal to my big brother is that you should not take steps that will make the protest degenerate. It's an appeal. You understand? Thank God that he is somebody that I respect, and he has a lot of respect and regard for me. So the idea of me coming here is that I will keep appealing to the protesters, and I will keep appealing to the authorities, because without this synergy, the country cannot work, and this protest will not be as peaceful as we want it. So let me further appeal to the CP, who is my brother, that he should de-escalate the situation. Do you understand? Okay. He's a conflict manager.
Okay. We're still talking about consequences here. Yeah. And the police commissioner felt so sure that you know the consequence of disagreeing with him on this issue.
Okay, where are we? Are we not at the National Stadium? We are at the National Stadium. That's why I have spoken about the issue of Kone Mandai, Kone Mamberiam.
Obviously, you don't want to talk about the consequence of moving into the
because we're in the National Stadium.
Okay, but now, talking about consequences.
And you know that I've actually not seen the order. I've not seen the order. All I have seen are news reports. And because I'm a lawyer, I must, whether the order is genuine or not, I must advise the protesters to comply.
Okay. Finally, the federal government has called for constructive engagement with the government between the mass and the protesters. Are you considering having such a constructive engagement?
Believe me, today, if the federal government, if the president bring back fuel subsidy, we will be hailing him here. Yes. We will be hailing the see all these people that are pushing the president. They did not win election. They don't have the mandate of the people. It is the president that has the mandate of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The ministers don't have the mandate. The aides don't have the mandate. CP, my brother, does not have the mandate. It is the president that has the mandate. So whatever the president does in the best interest of Nigeria, it is the president that benefits.
We need to wrap up now. We'll come back to you later. Talking about the mandate, is a lawyer and also the lead convener of this protest. And you have seen that there are clear demands which involves reversal of the fuel subsidy issue, the fuel subsidy situation, and also the need to end bad governance and also to end hunger in the land. So that's the situation right here from the MKO Abiola Stadium. Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati, Rufai Oseni, and Ayo Maris. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Gbenga. Thank you so much for also doing a quick mediation job. We go back to the Niger Delta. Theophilus Agidi joins us now from Bayelsa State. Great to have you. I trust you're in Yenagoa. How is Yenagoa this morning?
Yeah, Yenagoa is a bit more, activities are beginning to gel up with this protest coming up. We had some of the protesters coming around here, converging at the Tombia roundabout. This is one of the busiest locations in Bayelsa State. This is because of the fact that this place connects local governments, some local government areas to Bayelsa State. We have seen quite an assemblage of protesters who are youths, and as you can see, they are moving around. They are going, from what I gathered, they are having their procession, and they are moving from here to the government house. But all around, we also have security. We also have security men who have been stationed around this whole environment. So it's quite busy. It's quite busy around this place right now as we speak.
right, Theophilus, it would be really good if you could speak to one of them, because I see the placards being carried by the protesters. One says cut spending in governance. Another says increase police salary. That is, they're asking for more money for policemen, and they're also asking that they cut cost of governance. Can you speak to anyone there at least to get what is it that the youths in Bayelsa are asking for?
I didn't get you, Ayo.
Okay, I was asking if you could speak to someone, because we see what's written on the placards. What are the youths in Bayelsa asking for? Can you speak to any of the protesters?
The demands of the protesters, they are asking for improved quality of governance. They are asking for the reversal of the removal of fuel subsidy. They are asking for a unicameral legislature, and they are also asking for improvement in the welfare of Nigerians. Basically, they are asking for welfare, and they are asking for the government to restructure the country in such a way so that the people in this part of the country can breathe, to quote our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Theophilus, the governor had intervened to say there is no public holiday and that people should go about their normal businesses. Are people out in government offices, in the markets, or they are staying at home? And then secondly, where is Asari Dokubo, who had said that nobody should come to the Niger Delta, otherwise they will collect the wutu-wutu? Have you heard anything in that regard? Is there a group that is on the street saying, don't protest?
Well, the Bayelsa state government has directed civil servants to be at their duty posts, and he has also told people to go about their lawful businesses, and this has happened. Even as the strike is going on, you can see people going about their businesses. You can see people moving around, traders, and all that. And at the secretariat, I was at the secretariat this morning before now, and there were people going into the secretariat, civil servants. So while this is going on, every other thing is happening around, and people are going about. It's like there's some level of how do I put it? Some level, people are not really connecting to the strike. I don't know whether this is as a result of the engagement that the governor has done with stakeholders. Like yesterday, the members of the youth community, members of the student community, I'm talking about the NANS, the National Union of Bayelsa Students, and the Niger Delta University. They came out to say that they will not be part of this protest. And also,
well, Theophilus, we need to rush very quickly back to Lagos here, where we'll cross over to Oba Adeoye, a rights correspondent at the K2 area of Lagos State. Oba Adeoye. Wow. Oba Adeoye, are you with us?
I believe we'll come back to Oba Adeoye. We'd really love to hear his perspective. There's so many things to talk about whilst we get his sound back on air. But we saw the young man just doing his own private thing and just talking about the fact that the passion for which people have come out to end bad governance. In fact, his placard reads that after a while, people get so hungry, they'll begin to eat the rich and the elite. And this is pervasive around all the areas we've covered this morning. Hunger in the land, people are hungry, the government needs to listen and cut the cost of governance.
But this is the same crowd around the Ikeja area, on that bridge. They seem to have moved all the way to K2, but we don't know what their next destination is. Oba Adeoye, are you with us now? Obadeoye.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Looks like you joined the procession from under bridge to Ketu. Where are you now?
Yes, we are within them. We just passed the popular Allen roundabout, and they are heading towards Alausa, the seat of power. So we had to also, shed some calories because we have to take the long walk with them, and that is what we have been doing since morning. The security men, the police, the Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps, and other security agencies are represented here, and they are ahead of the protesters, and another group is coming behind the protesters. So it's a long walk for the protesters this morning, and it has been peaceful so far up till this moment. There's no incident of any attack. You can see security men, a detachment of the mobile police coming from Alausa, heading towards, you can see them armed to the teeth. They are here, and they are also playing their own part in this protest. Remember that the Inspector General of Police had promised that policemen will provide security for the protesters, and that is what we are seeing so far. Of course, there has not been any form of attack or any form of disruption since this procession started from Ikeja under bridge up to this moment here. There is no disruption. We saw some residents who have, decided not to join the protest. They were just, recording the procession with their mobile phones and standing by peacefully. There has not been any incident of attack or any incidents of disruption of this procession since it started. So from Ikeja here, the atmosphere is relatively calm, when you compare to some previous protests in this part of the nation. There has not been any attack. Remember that in the build-up to this protest, a group of thugs reportedly threatened that nobody should come to Ikeja. But since morning, I have not seen anyone coming out to harass the protesters. It has been peaceful so far up to this moment, and they are heading towards Alausa, the seat of power. They are very close to the intersection between Awolowo Road here in Ikeja and the popular Oregun, which is now Kudirat Abiola Road in Ikeja. So I can tell you everything is still in order here. The policemen are cooperating with the protesters. The protesters are also cooperating with the policemen. Of course, one of the protest leaders told me that the court had restricted them to Freedom Park in Ojota and Peace Park in Ojota. And I asked him, are you not flouting the court order? They said no, that they are moving towards where the court said they should move.
All right, that's interesting and really good to hear that the police is cooperating, the people are cooperating, and so far it's been peaceful. But I don't know if, it would be interesting to know if the governor would be receiving the protesters if they do arrive in Alausa. Do you have any indications around that? And in terms of them getting to Alausa and whom they might meet at the seat of power, like you mentioned?
I cannot independently confirm if the governor is in Alausa or is in Marina, but I got a report this morning that some protesters, I don't know how to put that, people who are against this hashtag End Bad Governance protest, that they were in Alausa earlier today. I'm not sure if the governor addressed them or not. So we are going to Alausa right now, and we'll be able to tell you if the governor will be around to address them or not.
But stay safe, my brother. Just follow them, burn some cabs, like we'll say, and have a good one. Let's go to Kaduna. My brother Nisi Gabriel is out there in KD City. Talk to me, my brother. How's it going there in Kaduna?
Yeah, good to speak to you, Rufai. Good morning, Dr. Abatsi and Ayo. Well, here in Kaduna, the roads are deserted, just few people moving around. But it's good to note that police operatives, security operatives are stationed at strategic location. Just right behind me, you can see police operatives are stationed at the popular NEPA roundabout here in Kaduna State. You have motorcyclists moving around, but few people, most people here in Kaduna State are indoors. Just few people outside. Some filling stations are opened, some businesses, you have some Meshai people opened, and relative peace here in Kaduna State. But we do understand that there's some places like Zaria, some persons are trying to gather to see if they can come out to protest, but we are still getting feelers from there to see if it's going to happen, and if it's happening, we'll move down there. From here to Zaria is about 45 minutes, so we'll move down there to see what we can get. But here in the metropolis, here in Kaduna State, no signs of individuals gathering to protest, because as of yesterday I projected this, because Kaduna has been relatively calm, peaceful, and we have security operatives scattered around the state.
Right. Is it because of the meeting they had with the stakeholders, the leaders, the likes of, what's his name now, the Sheikh, and also the Christian leaders and all of that? And is it because they generally just like the governor, like they enunciated during the meeting? Is that the reason why you're seeing everything cool and calm in Kaduna? Or are there other area pockets that you don't know? What part of Kaduna are you? Is it southern Kaduna or the northern flank of Kaduna? Which flank are you as we speak?
I'm at Kaduna Central right now, the metropolis. This is the popular, NEPA roundabout. I left Kaduna South, the popular Yakowa Expressway, earlier this morning. And we have, in fact, down the south, we have beehives of activity, more than you have here in the Kaduna Central. And down to your question, throughout the week, the governor has been engaging stakeholders, a lot of stakeholders meeting, a lot of dialogue, appealing to the conscience of these key stakeholders that they should jettison the planned nationwide protest. And it seems it's yielding results. And like you pointed out, in that meeting, we had the likes of the Christian, the CAN, the Christian Association of Nigeria, the Jamaatul Nasir Islam, the GNI, Student Union Body. We had key stakeholders from the southern part of Kaduna, and they all unanimously agreed not to take part in this protest. Organized labor too. So to a large extent, the governor has been reaching out to key stakeholders, people he knows have the capacity to galvanize people to storm the street to protest. And in his appeal, he cited the bloody protest history Kaduna has experienced in time past. We have the Zango Qatar crisis, the 2000 political crisis that erupted here in Kaduna, and several other.
25,000 security men, military, vigilante service, security. Do you think it's because of that confidence building show of force, as the title?
And there are fears that these buses are the contingents of the counter-protesters. They are locking there, and there is so much apprehension in the air. In fact, when they arrived, the protesters told everyone to go live so that we could capture the proceedings. So far, they have still been there at a standstill.